nice breasts.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
That was live, Lenny.
Lenny just slipped that. I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
No reason.
Hey, it's time for Bollocks this evening, and we are live in the
Bozard Ford Studio. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Damn right we are. All right, we got a great show. It's the last show of Bollocks this week, and we won't be back until Tuesday, so you need to soak up the knowledge of Bollocks tonight.
Yeah, we're done with August after today.
Yes,
Holy cow.
are. We can't wear white after after Monday.
No.
Whoa.
You know?
No white belt, no white shoes, and
We live
probably
by
no white pants.
we live by the fashion rules, Blake. We live by the fashion rules.
I'm not wooing that. There's some big NFL news that just happened. Micah Parsons has been traded to the Packers.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
For who?
They haven't announced yet.
Oh my gosh! All right, while Blake is doing that amazing research, I got to tell you about these.
Where's my cough button?
All right, here we go. These amazing people, we're talking about Bozard Ford Lincoln and St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford also has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by the Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com.
For over 30 years, Land Title of America has been St. Augustine's trusted name in title insurance and real estate closings. Locally owned by Stephen Collins, this family-run company blends personalized service with cutting-edge technology to ensure smooth, accurate closings. No call centers, no hassle, just real people ready to answer your questions and meet you where it's most convenient. Located at 100 South Park Boulevard, or text Stephen directly at 904-501-4481. Land Title of America, your local title company insuring America's land one title at a time, and you can catch them live Wednesdays here on the 904 Now station.
All right. A.D. Davis Construction, the studio that we are sitting in right now, is located in the A.D. Davis Construction Complex. The Davis Complex.
World headquarters?
Yeah, it is their world headquarters.
Okay.
All right, they've been around since 1954. When quality matters, trust A.D. Davis Construction, North Florida's expert in high-end homes, commercial builds, renovations, and historic restorations. With over 71 years of experience, their dedicated team delivers craftsmanship you can count on and relationships built on trust. They don't just build buildings, they build confidence with integrity, performance, and results that keep over. And Mike said it's closer to 90%, not 85%, of their clients coming back. From concept to completion, choose A.D. Davis Construction, where your vision meets their legacy of excellence.
All right, if you're a little bit hungry, it's time to eat, drink, and be Irish at Meehan's Irish Pub and Seafood House, right on the waterfront in downtown St. Augustine. Whether you're craving classic corned beef and cabbage, fresh seafood from the Raw Bar, or their famous bangers and mash, Meehan's is where locals and visitors feel right at home. Grab a pint in their cozy Irish pub, unwind upstairs at Johnny's Oyster Bar with stunning views of the Matanzas River, or kick back in the backyard with tropical vibes and a Caribbean-inspired menu. The pints are cold, the food's unforgettable, and the welcome is always warm, only at Meehan's. And if you go tomorrow, wish Caleb a happy birthday.
All right. I called Caleb Jacob the other night. I've known him for 10 years. and Caleb looked at me and went, "You used to call me the wrong name." I was like, "Sorry, Caleb. My bad, man. My bad."
I like Caleb very much.
Our other amazing sponsors, we have Kaiser's Deli and Market, St. Augustine Distillery, and Citygate Spirits. A to Z. We need to get those guys in here for a tasting. We had Irving in.
Yeah.
We need to get them in for a little mixologist lessons. A to Z Roofing, not going on the roof, but these guys do an amazing job. And waterproofing. Anastasia Diner, amazing breakfast. Moultrie Creek Diner, amazing breakfast. And Mr. Electric of St. Augustine, Brightway Insurance, St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum. Go Eagles for Cindy. The Saint, Solar Stick, Abear Kresge and Associates, Powell Heating and Air, and that is a list of all-stars if I've ever heard one. Make sure you're out there supporting those amazing people. And guess what, Lenny? I am so overly prepared for today's show. Look at all the words I have written down.
And I got like pages of information.
All right, get this going here. Get it nice and even. All right.
Yeah. So officially, no official compensation yet has been announced for Parsons, but the deal is officially confirmed with the Packers. 4 years, $188 million, $120 million guaranteed, the highest paid non-quarterback ever.
He's a player, man. He's a beast.
He is, but he tends to get a little hurt every now and again.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah,
So-
I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah.
Who's giving up number 11 on Green Bay?
Yeah. All right. So with that sports news, we have other stuff out there in the world going on, and just exciting stuff. How do you want to start? What do you want to start with?
I want to brag for a second.
You're bragging.
Well, yeah, you weren't here yesterday when Blake and I were doing Wager Wire. I told him I took a 6-leg parlay, 6 Mets to get a hit,
Okay.
and I texted
Well,
Blake.
that's hard enough by itself.
I know.
Wow.
I texted Blake after the 3rd inning that 5 of them had hits, and I only needed Vanitos to get a hit. And next thing I know, he did, and then he came back with another 2-run homer after that. So I cashed in a 6-leg parlay. You should be very proud of me.
Let me just put this right here. This is earned today.
Yes, I
Right
got
there.
paid cash money. It was delightful.
Right there. The champion of the day. Not champion, the champion.
That works for me.
Because you know what that did? That's like getting a birdie on the 18th hole.
Yeah, when you were 17 over.
You're 17 over, you're like, I'm the best.
Yeah, but
So-
that's when you remember walking off the green.
All right.
Okay, we're back.
Josh says there's some good college football tonight. What games are tonight, guys? I know Miami plays.
The big one tonight is the only ranked team tonight is Boise State, South Florida. Then we also have Nebraska, Cincinnati.
Okay. When's Miami play Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. Miami plays Sunday night.
Sunday night. Okay. I thought it was a primetime game, so
Yes,
Sunday
yes,
night.
Yeah, there's weird games this week.
Yeah, because the
Timing.
pros don't start until the following week.
The pros don't start until next week, and then actually the first Bill Belichick's first game is going to be on Monday night against TCU.
Yeah. So, Patrick's getting ready. He's got the wings coming, man. Football is back. Blake's talking about starting a new show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
That sounds like
Yeah.
an interesting show. I'm still not sure how it works, but he's going to tell me.
He tried to explain it to me. I got a hint.
No. My Gen X ass can't understand things like that, but that's
What about
okay.
what about my boomer butt?
Your boomer butt is it probably has a better chance than I do, but it's you're just doing pro football, right?
So I'm gonna be doing like a little bit of, so I'm gonna be doing college football, pro football, then the whatever like great events on this like that week.
You're just doing it's a watch show,
Variety watch along. So
variety watch alongs. You're gonna pick one game of the week.
I think I might do like multiple games within the week possibly. So who knows?
Dude, so we got room for sponsors
Yes,
on
we
this
do.
show. If you're a sports lover and you're looking to sponsor, Blake, you're going to need some sponsors out
I
there,
know,
man. It doesn't
I
just start. I mean, you saw the list that Lenny and I have built up here.
I
So you're
understand.
gonna have to work your butt off for those sponsors to pay for the airtime.
Any of you
I
sporting
don't
goods
know if
stores
I don't
out
know
there?
if you got to end with the guy at the studio, but
Well, I know, but I was recommending sporting goods shops.
yeah.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, get some corporate ones. Get like Dick's Wings and
I was
stuff.
I was gonna say,
Or,
yeah,
I mean,
Buffalo Wild Wings,
Dick's
yeah,
Sporting Goods, and
Right. And Buffalo Wild Wings, something
Yeah.
like that.
yeah, some
Sure.
Yeah,
and then have them bring you wings during the show. Blake, how can you go wrong with
Well,
that,
so-
man? You get
so-
fed, you get paid.
sounds like a winner to me.
All right.
All right. All right. It's Thursday on Bollocks. We got topics. You got Burning Man.
I still have Burning Man.
I got Gator Man. And then you got what other one you got?
Well, then we're just going across the Atlantic.
We're going Founding Fathers.
Right. Because I've been intrigued by how long it would take back in the 1770s, 1780s. These guys were, like 3 of our, Franklin and 2 of our first presidents, not George Washington, were, jogging back and forth to England and France. It was like fascinating how long that took.
They were doing some diplomacy.
Yes, absolutely.
They were true diplomats.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's talk. You want to start with Burning Man? You want to start with Gator Man?
Oh, no, Gator Man first. Absolutely.
All right. Gator Man. So yesterday morning, I have to get up at 3 a.m.
Whew.
I don't have to. I chose to. to get up at 3 in the morning to be at my friend Sid's house. He is a trapper. I have 2 tags, legal tags, in I think the closest city is like Mims. It's just outside of Seminole County, or right on Seminole County, where Puzzle Lake is. So I have to hunt in Puzzle Lake. So we get there, everything's going good, and right as the sun's coming up is when we're on the water, we're hitting the water, and we see some big gators. Big gators. So, like, we're talking 10, 11 footers, and we're chasing them, and we never can get them before they went down. Now, the water table is really high at this lake. For some reason, this time of year, it's usually less than that. In areas where it's usually like 6 feet, it's like 10 feet.
Okay.
So, which makes it harder to get the gators off the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you've got no reason to come up unless they're looking for you.
It makes it harder. So we missed maybe 3 or 4 attempts at like absolute monsters. And finally we saw one, and I was like, from a ways away. And it ended up being a nice 8-footer. Okay. You saw the picture of it. Blake, do you have the picture?
I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah, if you can pull up the picture of me holding the mouth of it, where Lenny wanted me to put my head in the gator's mouth.
Well, it wasn't alive.
It was already a carcass at that point.
Yeah. So would have been a cool picture, though. We didn't have to tell him that it was dead.
Yeah, good point. So I got one at home I can do that with.
Right. Special effects.
I got Crunch is the gator at home. This one's name is Agatha.
Right.
She was a female. She is now Lunch. But just a fun day. But the highlight of my day was, you'd think trapping a gator and catching a gator and doing that but I got to catch up with my friends from elementary school, middle school, and high school, and there was 7 of us there, and I don't think any of us have ever laughed so hard. Like we actually are telling our stories that I've told on the air hundreds of times, and we all looked at each other and went, we were so stupid.
Yeah, but the best part of that is you're all alive to tell the stories.
Yeah, and we can verify those stories amongst all of us, like because the group hung out together so much, it would be like, were you with me or were you with me?
Right.
When the stories, and sometimes you weren't with that person, but you knew the story so well, you thought you were. Right. You were like, was I in that story? Uh-huh. I don't even know. Mm-hmm. So these are guys that I've been friends with for 50 years, and it was just an absolute blast. So you get back together with your college friends.
Yeah.
And I have some college friends that I also still hang out with or get together with every once in a while. But most of my crew is from high school. Right. And I think that's unusual. We were kind of talking about it because I think a lot of people that went to college, their crew is from college more than it is high school.
So I was fortunate because when I was off the air last week, I was home in Long Beach and caught up with a bunch of my high school friends as well.
Oh, yeah.
So it worked out both ways. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a kid I knew when I was in 3rd grade, and I ended up being best man at his wedding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, it's cool having lifetime friends. And, people are like, if you have 5 friends that you've known over 20 years. And I was like, I got way more than that.
Right.
So I must be doing all right. I'm very rich. I thought I was a poor man.
No, not in that department, my friend.
Not in that category.
Not at all.
And yesterday kind of gave me that little bit of awakening of how fortunate I am.
Right.
With having a crew like that.
Got your priorities straight.
Yeah. So, but Agatha didn't make it.
Aww.
So I will show you Agatha in the form of a vest. Rebecca gets the first choice of the cut. So,
sorry, the email's still coming through. I can't pull it up just yet.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sure people are dying to see Agatha because she was dying to see them.
Actually, she died to see them.
Yeah, just to see them. She did. But it was beautiful out on the water. It was calm.
There you go.
There's Agatha right there. Oh, you just put it up on your phone. The technology we have is amazing.
Oh boy, we're good.
You would get if it didn't show up within the next 2 minutes. So,
yeah.
Oh, geez, I need breath. I can't talk when I'm out of breath.
All right, but the 2 funniest stories that happened yesterday, Lenny, is when you hook them with a grappling hook and a regular reel.
Okay.
and then when they get close, you stick them with almost a spike. It doesn't go all the way into them, and then that way you have a rope attached to them in case the line breaks.
Okay.
So the reel itself actually snapped.
Ooh.
So we're like, okay, let's get another hook on her. So we get the other line, and as we go to put the other line, the line breaks on that reel. All right. So I'm like, okay, I got the big spike. I just need to get a spike in her so we can get a rope on her so she doesn't get away.
Is she spinning through this?
As I go to do this, she rotates.
Okay.
So she rotates. I'm standing between two guys. Luckily, they're big guys because I hit both of them at the same time. And I go through, and I miss because she rolled. She rolled. So I almost fling myself head over heels into the water. Luckily, my amazing athletic ability and Sid's extra large buttocks stopped me from going in the water because I was just, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I missed." And then we finally got it in there, and then the only way you can really kill a gator in Florida is with a bang stick.
That's what I was waiting for. Yeah.
So you have to do, and it's a 44 cartridge. Magnum cartridge on the end of a stick, and you can make sure you don't point that at anybody.
No.
Yeah, or you know, because it's actually really sensitive. You take you take the safety off before you turn it down, like right before you turn it down. You don't take that safety off until you're ready to turn it down, and then you hit the gator behind the. And
Back of the neck,
on that one, she spun just a little bit, but he still got it in her head. She died instantly, but
She didn't feel a thing.
She did not feel a thing.
Except for the hooks and the reels.
Yeah, no, I don't think she felt those too much.
Those weren't getting through too much.
They weren't getting through her hide.
Yeah, right.
They weren't getting through her hide.
That's some tough gator.
That's some tough stuff.
Yep.
And so and you know, when I got to the processor goes, "Wow, this is the perfect size for eating." I was like,
nice.
"Yeah, we didn't want no fat cat anyway."
Tender. Is it like when you catch a game fish? Did you weigh it and put it on a big scale and take your picture with it standing tail to tail?
You measure it,
right?
So this one was 7'8", 7'8".
Okay.
So just under 8 feet. Crunch was like 8'4", so it's a little smaller than the one I got a couple years ago.
So they don't hang them up so you can stand next to it with your trophy?
No, you kind of pick it up, put it on the table, and
okay.
you know, I'm you know, that picture I took right there is about as much as I needed.
All right.
So
that and dinner and a vest.
Yeah, dinner and a vest and a belt, maybe a hat band or something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That'll work.
Yep.
Sure, that'd be nice.
So and actually, I'm doing I'm sending the back strap of it to taxidermy, so we're gonna mount that possibly in here somewhere.
Okay, the back strap of the hide
of the hide, because
right,
you can't make that into like clothing or leather.
Right.
You know, it's more of a design situation, so that's going to be like a mounted piece there.
Because backstrap when you go deer hunting, backstrap
it's actually the meat.
Eating,
that's
right.
actually the meat.
Good eating.
Yeah, this is actually the back hide of it, and
that's the pale side.
The pale side is the belly side.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
That's the side with all the knots on it and the roughness on it is the back. So yeah, it was I don't know, it probably weighed 200 pounds.
Okay.
So.
Well, how many did it take to get it in the boat?
Just two of us.
Okay.
So just two of us. It floats most of the way up.
Right.
So once you get the top part in, I mean, you only have to lift about 50 pounds of it, right. Really, and then it kind of goes with you. So.
Very exciting.
Yeah. No, it was a fun trip. It was an amazing trip. We had a blast with it.
Literally.
Yeah. Literally, we did. And then I mean. By mid-morning, the sun had come out, and then, the gators, we bumped a couple gators with the grappling hook, and they took off, and we couldn't find them again. So because you got to find them on the bottom, and it's not easy.
Were you the only people in the lake at the time looking for gators?
No, there was a couple of airboat guys that are really loud. I mean, yeah. and we're in a duck boat. Sid has a duck boat company. That's what his main company is. Mm-hmm. And just like I said, it's just a fun day just to get away. I mean, and then yesterday afternoon there was a lot of political stuff going on with the workshop meeting and stuff like that. So I was on the phone quite a bit in the afternoon, and then I got a break again and met up with my friends at Tom's Pizza.
Cool.
So
Very nice. Old home week.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. And my reunion's coming up second weekend in October. So where I'll see all these guys again. So
that'd be your 40th.
It'll be my 40th anniversary. I graduated in 85.
Okay.
That's 19, not 1885 for all my trivia people out there who think they're funny. Because some people are funny and some people think they're funny. Right. Lenny, you're actually funny.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
A lot of other people think they're funny. But you're actually funny.
I'll work on it.
And I'm not talking about looks either.
One of these days, I'm going to go to an open mic and do about 10 minutes of stand-up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So and that's harder than you think.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
That's harder than you think. I mean, doing trivia and stuff like that. I mean, I have breaks in between, but if you stand up there and try and do a set, it's not that easy. Like when I do the auctions and stuff like that, I go into my Foster Brooks thing, acting drunker than I am, just so I can feel a little more funny and a little more brazen with my comments.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, you've been at trivia. Like, the meaner I am, the more people like me. And sometimes I'm being serious.
Well,
but as long as you say,
they don't realize it.
As long as you afterwards, they think it's
right,
and everybody around you thinks it's funny. So, all right,
cool.
So that is the Gator Man story of the day. And no, I'm still not a Florida Gator fan.
Okay. Well, look, they're playing LIU, Long Island University, and this is the game that will qualify as playing a cupcake. And I'm surprised that, because usually
Florida doesn't have many cupcakes, so I'm going to give them a get out of jail free card on.
No, but most of the major teams, the first week of the season, play like me.
Yeah.
They're playing not competitive teams.
Yeah, they play like Florida Barbizon School of Hair and Design on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one.
But it seems that, there's some preeminent games going on this first weekend of college football. So it's nice to see.
Well, that's the TVs. Yeah. The TVs made that happen. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited, obviously, about Sunday night's game, but there's some other games out there that are really good. When's the Texas game? And they play some slouch game, too.
Yeah. Yeah, they play them kids from Ohio.
Yeah, they play number 3 ranked Ohio State, and Ohio State's the favorite.
And Ohio State.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yes.
In Ohio State. So that shows you about the rankings, because I can tell you right now, I usually lean towards the Vegas guys when it comes to that.
Yeah, they are good at what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, they were good before the advent of computers and algorithms.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
Now it's just nuts.
Crazy. They have every stat at their fingertips right now, and it's amazing how close they get with these lines.
Yeah. You getting any phone calls from 702 area codes?
No, I'm not yet.
Okay. I get one a week for a while.
Where's 702?
Las Vegas.
Oh, is it Vegas? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, how are you? This is Rich. Lenny, if I got some news for you, I'm telling you, I got guaranteed winners. Yeah. Bye, Rich.
Yeah.
No, wait. Bye, Rich.
Yeah. So, so I called Vegas on some numbers and stuff. Like, oh, you got 3 comp nights and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I called, I wanted to stay 5 days, and the 3 comp nights are attached to like the busiest weekends. So it was like $1,100 for each night after that. I was like,
oh, really? They couldn't even give you a player's room?
That math's not mathing, right? Well, they had already given me 3 comp nights, which were normally those nights were like $800 nights.
Right.
So, and I was like, okay, that's nice. That's $2,400, but I'm still paying $2,200 to be there. And that's before you start gambling.
And that's before you go into your pocket.
Yeah, that's before you start gambling. So we kind of held off on that. So, because I can go to Europe.
Yeah.
For half that price.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, all right. Burning Man. You can go there almost for free.
Between $300 or $5,000, depending on where you want to be.
Like I said, almost free.
Exactly.
Except for the money.
And it's kind of winnowing down. Burning Man has been around since, where we got it. It was started in, I don't have it on this page. I had it on 3 other pages already.
I stalled for 25 minutes.
I got it here. I can't believe I didn't have that written down. No, I did this for 3 days. I had 14 pages written on the table, but be that as it may.
We've been stalling for 3 days, and you still don't have your information in front of you?
I got it here, but I erased it every day.
He's living off of that 16 parlay.
Yep, I'm happy, boy.
Oh, goodness. This is... All right. So we
Larry,
will not have. Oh, now you're ready. I was ready to stall again.
I'm still ready. Larry Harvey started the show. It takes place in the Black Rock Desert, which is just north and east of Reno by a little bit, in the middle of godforsaken nowhere. And it's been going on for years. It started in like 87, 86, I think. And in 2004, he wrote 10 principles. And that's what they based this on. It's happening now, actually, because it's going from August 24th to September 1st. Tickets run between $300 and $5,000. They leave it as they find it. It's sort of like you're hiking your national park rules. You bring it in with you, you bring it out with you. And the same situation is there. And they build Black Rock City in the middle of the Black Rock Desert. And the centerpiece of this is they build a 40-foot tall structure of a man that they put on a 30-foot tall base.
All right, and I always thought Burning Man was a music thing. It's not at all.
It's not.
It's not at all.
No.
And, I mean, there's music there, I'm sure, around fires and stuff like that.
Right. But there's no vending. There's no commercialization. There's no advertising.
So I can't take my RV and crank up the generator there?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. But they've got 10 principles. And don't freak out because I'm going to use the word radical like 3 times. So it's a little bit different.
That's radical.
Okay. So radical inclusion, which means anybody is welcome. There's no exclusions whatsoever. Gifting, there's unconditional gift giving without expectation of something in return.
Okay.
Decommodification, which is no vending, no commercial sponsorships or advertising.
Decommodification?
Decommodification.
Decommodification.
Decommodification. No commodities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Decommodification.
He might have made up that word.
I think so.
Good. I like make-up words. Radical self-reliance.
You can do it to me all the time. I believe you.
And I do.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I got another one for you today. I believe a real word when we get to the boys. Encourages the individual to discover, exercise, and rely on their own resources. Radical self-expression, which is, it arises from the unique gifts of the individual. Communal effect, which is creative cooperation and collaboration. Civic responsibility, which is community members who organize events should assume responsibility for public welfare and civic responsibility, and all events must be in accordance with local, state, and federal laws. So they're not looking for trouble. Leaving no trace, which I mentioned. Leave the area as clean, if not better, than when you got there. Participation, everybody's encouraged to work or play. And immediacy, which you'll like, because you got to be in the now.
Be in the now.
Be in the now. I thought that was right up your alley.
Stay in the now. Be in the now.
They're expecting somewhere between 70 and 100,000 people, but attendance has been down lately. And 2 years ago, they had a big fiasco. It rained. And it rained, and it rained, and people were trapped in the mud-filled desert for like 2 or 3 days. They couldn't get out. They couldn't get their cars out. They couldn't get people to them. So it was really, it just didn't work well. But people came back the next year, and it's going on this year.
Okay.
And then at the end of it, they light up this man figurine, and they burn it up.
Like this dude.
Yeah.
We can light him up right now.
Okay.
No, we probably shouldn't. Mike doesn't like that.
Yeah, and we get smoke detectors. Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm sure we do somewhere.
I guess.
Yeah.
All right, I hope so. Maybe. I wonder if it would be above one of the. It shouldn't be above one of the panels at all.
It's in the hallway.
Okay, well, that's not going to help us with the door closed.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Okay.
All right. So,
But
Burning Man, I mean, is that something you'd ever want to do at this point in your life, or do you think your time of Burning Man could be over?
It's possible. It depends on whether I want to go, glamping or not. Because what they do is they set up a semicircular arc of villages.
Okay.
And that's, sort of depending on your ticket price, where you're getting it going to be. And then they name the streets. It's interesting.
Okay.
Because this year, the streets were named for visionary writers.
Okay.
Of which I knew about 6 or 7 of them. They're writers who explore the intersection of humanity and technology, the environment, politics, and identity. And they did it alphabetized from A to K. And K was a little bit of a stretch because that could really have been a T. But it's Susan Atwood, who wrote Handmaid's Tale. Ray Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451.
Yep.
Somebody I did not know the name, but I recognized the book. And that was William Mays. C.J. Cherry, Philip K. Dick, who wrote Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, which became Blade Runner.
Okay.
He did a lot of stuff. Philip K. Dick was a weird dude.
Sci-fi guy.
Yeah. Harlan Ellison, who I believe wrote The Invisible Man.
Another sci-fi guy.
Yeah, but I think it was a different Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, he might have written Philip Jose Farmer. And Philip Jose Farmer was an interesting guy because I was big on Doc Savage when I was a kid. There were these pulp novels of Doc Savage. There's 181, 182 of them with fascinating stories. They were quick reads, and I would knock off one a night when I was, finish my homework, listening to WLIR, and I would knock off one of these a day. And Philip Jose Farmer wrote a biography of Doc Savage, and it was one of these things where it just got quirky in the fact that he put family trees there. So he was related to Tarzan, and, it was just this whole fantastic connection of relatives. William Gibson, who wrote Necromancer. I don't know who he is, but I recognize the name of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Herbert of Dune fame. Mm-hmm. He's the H. Kazuo Ishiguro, who explored the ethics of cloning. Okay.
That does not sound like a page turner.
No. N.K. Jemisin, who wrote Broken Entity and Ecology and Ecological Destiny. And one of my personal favorites, Kilgore Trout. He got the K out of Kilgore Trout instead of the T.
Okay.
And Kilgore Trout was just a wacky, wacky dude. So,
yeah.
And that's how they named the streets.
In my literature world this week, I met with Sandra Parks, Stetson Kennedy's last wife.
Okay.
And widow. And Stetson used to wear a paperboy hat, a leather paperboy hat. He wrote in it. He took all his pictures in it and everything like that. And I didn't realize Stetson's son had passed away a couple years back. And Sandra has gifted me Stetson's hat.
I will expect you to wear it at work one day.
I thought that was the kindest thing. She didn't have it with her, but she's like, I'm bringing it to you. And I mean, whether I get it or not, I still was incredibly touched that she felt like I was close enough to do that, with me. And I mean, Stetson and I were friends.
Right. You speak fondly of him, and apparently you had a great relationship, and you're a big supporter of his work and his ethics.
So, I mean, I thought that was one of the kindest gifts someone has offered me in a long time.
And it's personal.
Yeah, it's so personal.
That's so personal. And you happen to be a hat guy.
Yeah, and that was the thing. She's like, I know he would want you to have this hat. So, I thought that was
very cool.
I thought that was one of the kindest things. So I'm having a pretty good week.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, let's keep it going. Hey, we're off. You only have a show in 5 minutes tomorrow.
Yeah, a show in 2 cents.
Right. Exactly.
And 2 cents only lasts about 2 minutes.
Right.
Sometimes I talk a little more. I think my 2 cents usually averages about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you think, Blake?
Yes.
That's why he's the best color man in the business.
Hey.
Boy, that show's going to be amazing.
Oh, wow, indeed. Thank you so much, Mr. Prospector. I really do thank you for believing that I am such a great commentator right now. And even though I probably should be a commentator.
You weren't paying attention. Don't you lie in there.
It sounded like we woke him up again.
Yeah, he wasn't paying attention.
I absolutely was not paying attention to
Exactly. We know when you're paying attention and when you're not paying attention. You cannot mask that. All right, so we're talking about founding fathers.
Jeez, I'm trying my best to get some sponsorships for this show over here.
Is that what you're doing right now?
Legitimately, yes.
All right. So, and thank you for all our amazing football sponsors, because tomorrow night, in case we forget to plug it, we have tomorrow night St. Augustine High playing Pedro. At home. Okay. We have J. Lee Construction. Blake, you're going to fill in any ones that I forget.
Yes, indeed.
Noah Bailey Real Estate Group. St. John's Family
Funeral Home and
Crematorium. Hopefully I got that right. Stanford Restoration. Rain Tree Restaurant.
Yes.
All right.
So
who we got left?
So we also have Barwick Banking.
Barwick Banking.
Barwick Banking, Canadian Law. Do all HVAC and plumbing. Noah Bailey Group. Rain Tree. St. John's Family Funeral Home and Crematory. St. John's Pharmacy, and Stanford Restoration.
How did I forget my man, Captain Canan? So,
Guess who's swapping the deck this trip?
Hey, but to be fair, though,
I'm always the dinghy captain. It doesn't matter.
To be fair, though, he definitely he wasn't on the boat in the land, so there's a reason why you could have forgotten.
Yeah, that could have been it. So I got to ride in the big boat. But no, we couldn't do it without those sponsors. Blake, you did an amazing job on the production last week, and that was a challenge because there was rain delays during the game, which always causes, and lightning delays, which always causes a little bit of trouble.
Yep.
A little tweaking to some of the productions, but as we go on, we have 4 more games. It's going to get better every time. I know that. So tune in. We're on YouTube and on Facebook.
Yes.
And the game starts at 7:00.
Yes. And we'll be starting up at 6:30 for James's pre-show.
The broadcast itself, we partner with WFOY, which is a great partnership. They have the play-by-play announcers, and their play-by-play works in with our production, and it really is a really nice.
I look forward to it.
Nice production by Blake and the team at WFOY.
Yeah,
my neighbor across the street is a starting offensive lineman.
Yep. Josh is one of our cameramen. I think he was watching earlier today. I don't know if he's still with us.
I think he still is, and then also we have Aiden as well working camera as well. But and I also think for the game that I'm going to be in Ireland, I think we're going to have Joshua's friend as well come in as well. So we definitely do appreciate like all the help Josh, Aiden, and his friend bring in to help make our Yellow Jacket games possible.
Yep, and Blake, if you would, make sure you take. Hopefully, he's an extra large. I think that's the only shirt size we got right now. We have more shirts coming for sponsors and different people. So
you got it.
And for those of you sponsoring the Yellow Jackets football, Blake Blevins, our hero, is about to start a new sports show. You might want to see about co-opting with him as well.
Yeah.
What's the name of the show going to be, Blake?
It's going to be called The Reaction with Blake Blevins. And actually, Lenny, if you want to grab the remote and then change it. No, I'm joking.
No, don't grab the remote.
Not right now. We're in the middle of a show.
Yeah.
Don't change it. All
right.
I'll
Taking 15 minutes.
Yeah. All right. And that'll be at least a weekly show with hand-picked games.
Yes.
By Blake. So.
Easier to follow than Red Zone.
Yes. Well, and you'll be able to chat in with Blake during the show, like on comments and stuff like that.
Sure.
So, exciting stuff. I'm interested to see how that works. Blake tried to explain it to me. My head blew up, and I didn't know what to do. All right, Founding Fathers.
Okay. We got to this because I was intrigued by the length of time it would take for our Founding Fathers and colonial Americans to go back and forth to England from North America. And, you know, it was just...
And that's how long it took for a message to get there, too. The messages weren't getting there any quicker.
No, and that's the thing as well. Because, you know, 3 of our prime Founding Fathers, Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams, before, after, and during the Revolutionary War, were over there as diplomats. Thomas Jefferson stuck around, and he was a tourist because he was traveling all over the place. He did Italy, he did everywhere. But that was another thing. You know, it took anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks. It averaged about 8 weeks. When Franklin went over at one point in time, he left at the end of October and didn't get there until the middle of December. It's a lot of time to be on a little boat in the middle of a very big ocean with nobody knows where you are, no communication.
I mean, you can text. I mean,
you can, but nobody's getting it.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
The satellites weren't.
Because it wouldn't be invented for another 225 years.
Right. You know, they had to larder on enough food. It wasn't like there's any place to replenish yourself either. Yeah. Because once you started going east, you're nowhere near any landfall. They didn't have terrific navigation skills, but they ended up getting where they were going most of the time. A lot of times ships would be lost. But Franklin went over there, Jefferson, Adams. But if somebody died on the ship, they had no place to store them, into the drink.
Man overboard.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You know, one of the shortest trips was 6 weeks and 3 days. And then I'm thinking about this. So, you know, Jefferson was there from 1784 to 1789. That was well after the war. Franklin was there from 1776, right at the start of the war, to 1785. So he was sort of safely ensconced in France. And you know, they didn't know he was leaving, so they weren't. And there was questions about was there an accommodation to keep him safe and not ransack the ship, because there's also free plunder. You know, if you could take a ship, you took a ship, and you took their stuff, or you put one of your junior captains to take that ship into harbor, sell everything, and then catch up again.
The privateers had the stamp of whatever royalty they represented, and that was completely legal.
Correct. They were worth.
Privateers and pirates. Yeah, you're pretty close.
Well, it's sort of like what's going on now, because they would get the royalty, or the government would get their 10 or 15%. So that's who was that? Was Queen Elizabeth and Francis Drake? Was that the pairing? I think so. But my other question was, all right, so Ben Franklin's over there for 9 years. As you know, things could have changed dramatically there. He's going there with a mission. I mean, now there's getting correspondence, but he's getting correspondence that is well post-dated. You know, it leaves in April and it gets to you in June. That's okay.
He was over there when we actually won the war. He wasn't in the United States when we won the war.
No, Ben Franklin.
So he didn't find out about it for like 8 weeks.
Right. Yeah. No, he was over there trying to get laid. I mean, I'm telling you, I've got a whole list of.
I don't think he was trying.
He was right.
No, I don't think he was trying. I don't think he had to try that hard.
No, not in the least. And you know what drew the women to him? He wore a fur hat.
Okay.
He had a big beaver skin hat, and that was that impressed the ladies.
I'm pretty sure the most attractive thing to a woman in those days is the same as the most attractive thing to a woman today.
Power.
Sense of humor.
Oh, that'll work.
Sense of humor wins out over all of it. And you can say whatever you want, but if you can't keep them in the conversation, you can't keep them.
Right. Well, and to piggyback on that.
Not just coming because I'm, America's third favorite couple.
Yeah. Well, everybody did vote for Rebecca.
Yeah. Well, she was going to hurt you if you didn't.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But, coattails are good, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, how do you think I lured my beautiful bride? I kept her laughing.
You kept her laughing. That's what I'm saying. The sense of humor. Sense of humor is very important to a guy.
Yes.
For a guy to have.
Right. And you know what? Nothing makes me happier than hearing my beautiful bride laugh.
Yeah.
So that's great. But Franklin was well, here, I'll show you the picture because I don't know that we'll get it on air, but he was canoodling with 3 different women. One of them was a widow. So
okay, I want you to count that picture again.
4.
There you go. There you go.
I told you.
Math is hard.
Can't spell. Don't make me do math. And don't ask me my left or my right.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm your guy.
Math is so hard.
For me, it is. One woman he proposed to, but if you turn the next page on that, he ended up proposing to this woman by writing her a diplomatic treatise. So he sort of treated it like a treaty. And those are the conditions that he prescribed for this woman.
Okay.
And then there was another woman he was canoodling with. He was having the time of his life over there. He was quite the celebrity. He came over as a diplomat, and they did well. Madame Brillo, Madame Helvetis, she was the widow he proposed to. There were a couple others floating around in there. He had a good time. John Adams, he went to France, and he was the minister to France and the Dutch Republic.
Wasn't he supposed to be there to replace?
He was there to
Franklin at one point.
He did. That's exactly what he did.
Franklin just kind of hung out there.
Well, he was off the clock. He had no worries then. He was.
I mean, he was of retirement age.
Yes, he started as he had to get a waiver.
Yeah,
he had to get a pension waiver. But yeah, so John Adams went, and he was the minister, the plenipotentiary. I brought that word out just for you.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
It means invested with full power. You'll see. Sometimes you're watching stuff when somebody shows up and they introduce them because you got to go present your credentials to the head of state. So if an ambassador comes over and they're introduced to President Trump, it's so and so is plenipotentiary, and that means invested with full power to speak for that government. So that was that. I also got a kick. There's somebody whose name keeps percolating a little bit. We haven't heard much about it in the last week. Fortunately, things have quieted down, though nothing has changed in that matter. Elbridge Gerry, the father of gerrymandering.
Yes.
Okay. John Adams passed a remark at one point in time. He's one of the 2 most, where is it? one of those two most impartial men in America. John Adams being the other one.
Yeah.
And it was talking about Eldridge Jerry.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of that, too, in what we're talking about now. So that was pretty funny. But
I mean, when did there's a story of Adams and Jefferson traveling together, and I think they stole a rocking chair or something together in London.
Okay, I didn't find that.
Yeah, you
but
didn't find that one.
I'm trying to see if when they overlapped.
Yeah, but they were. I think it was in London. It wasn't. It was before all the revolutionary stuff. And I think Adams had already defended the soldiers, the British soldiers from the Boston Tea Party.
Yes.
Which was one of the first conflicts, but it was absolutely started by the Bostonians.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. As opposed to the Boston Massacre, which was started by a snowball.
Not the Boston Tea Party. I'm sorry, the Boston Massacre. He defended the soldiers in the Boston Massacre, not the Boston Tea Party. I said Tea Party, didn't I?
Tea Party, yeah.
Yeah, I meant the soldiers in the Boston Massacre when Atticus.
Crispus Attucks.
Crispus Attucks. So, he defended those soldiers and got them off.
Right. Well, they were minding their own business and got whacked with snowballs.
Yeah.
So that was not a good thing.
And they were told to disperse, and then everyone started throwing sticks and everything else at them. So
that's my fear of.
That's when the king called in the National Guard, and
there you go. Well, no, I mean that's my fear of what may happen if they keep the National Guard and ICE. If ICE doesn't start identifying themselves, perish the thought one of these guys gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
And, it'd be hard pressed to convict somebody when somebody's running up to you wearing a mask without identifying themselves, without any identifying marks. It's a stand your ground type of situation. Mm-hmm. This guy's coming after me. I have no idea why. He's got no identification. He doesn't say anything. He's not waving a warrant in his hand. I defended myself. How can you convict that person?
All right, I found the story, and
Okay.
it actually was in 1786, so it was after the Revolutionary War.
Okay.
Okay. Adams and John Adams and Thomas Jefferson traveled together, notable on a diplomatic tour of English manor houses and gardens in 1786, a trip that included visiting Shakespeare's home and collecting souvenirs.
Okay.
They stole a rocking chair, I think, from Shakespeare's house. They first met in the Continental Congress and later served as diplomats in Europe, though their close relationship deteriorated when they were against each other. So that was the English tour. The keepsakes. They just took a chip off of his chair.
Oh, they didn't take
So
the whole chair.
they messed up the chair. So they took a chip off of the chair. So in my mind, it was much better. I was like, how the hell did they steal an entire rocking
And can
chair?
you imagine these two guys in powdered wigs running down the
And
Stratford on Avon?
I could just see them going like this and trying to do it. So they kept a part of Shakespeare's chair.
Did they each take one, or did they have to share it? Okay.
Yeah, they
All
did.
right.
The tour revealed they shared an interest in Shakespeare, of course, and a focus on gardening and historic sites. So, and it talks about Dr. Benjamin Rush bringing them back together, their mutual friend.
Right toward the end, yeah. He was the signer of the Declaration of Independence as well, Benjamin
Yes.
Rush, I believe.
Yep. He was, I think, the first minister of health or something like that.
Okay.
So, So I mean, those guys actually traveled together before they became political enemies. So, I thought that was a pretty funny story.
Yeah. Franklin had it easy because his popularity and diplomatic skills were important to convincing France to sign on to helping the Americans during the Revolution. He went over there raising money. But I also found out something that Franklin set up something, the Committee of Secret Communications.
Okay.
It wasn't necessarily a spy network, but it was a way to get messages back and across the Atlantic in a, well, I wouldn't say timely fashion because you're still talking 6-8 weeks. But that's how they were getting messages to and fro with this group. And, the ship that Franklin sailed across was the don't get old like me. It was the, what the hell was it?
All right, and Franklin and Adams were both present at the signing of the Treaty of Paris.
Yeah.
And the other founding father that was there was John Jay. I couldn't think who the third founding father was
Right.
there, and it was John Jay that was the other founding father.
Right. And there was a third gentleman on that. Eldridge Jerry, and they replaced Charles Coatworth Pickney was over there as well.
Okay.
Something we're going to have to get into at some point in time. Are you familiar with the XYZ affair?
Let me check my zipper.
Okay. That's something that we can talk about one day, because that's kind of interesting too. That was sort of espionage and Talleyrand. There was a French minister who was very, very powerful with the kings until he was again, and he was just, I'll get you a meeting with the king. Grease my palm.
Yeah.
I'll get your treaty passed. Grease my palm. So Talleyrand was a very big statesman. He was also a very big corrupt statesman. So he was able to be bought very easily, it seems. What ship was he on? It was like the Reliance or the.
What was the port departure? Was it always Boston at that point?
No,
or was it?
Franklin went from Philadelphia, or the Philadelphia area.
Okay.
Yeah, Franklin went from the Philadelphia area, and he sailed on. I'm pretty sure I have it here, because then the ship sunk. Oh yeah, he sailed on the Reprisal, the USS Reprisal.
Okay.
Converted merchant ship that had 18 guns and was pretty quick.
All right.
Had 100 sailors on it.
And you talked about when people died on the ship.
Yeah.
When a child was born on the ship, that's where the term "son of a gun" came from. Because there was so much disease below deck.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you would have the baby between the two guns,
Right.
and the
That's
babies,
what they would hang the hatchet.
babies were called "son of a gun."
Cool.
That's a son of a gun.
Yeah, because once you got something on that ship, everybody was getting it.
Yeah. So you didn't spend a whole lot of time underneath, and
Not if you can avoid it. Yeah.
and these ships didn't have, you go on cruise ships, they have incredible tethers on either side and stabilizers on either side.
Yeah.
These ships, they rolled with everything. So I mean, if you didn't have sea legs, you were there was a lot of your lunch coming up.
Well, the Reprisal.
What little bit of lunch you got.
Right. And you didn't want to be below decks either, because there was not a whole lot of headroom. I mean, people were shorter back then by that same token. But you've been to the USS Constitution.
Yeah.
I've been to the USS Constitution. You go below deck, and there's not a lot of headroom. It's tough
If
to
you're
stand
not
up.
in that dead center portion of it, you're
Yep.
gonna bump your head.
Yeah, plus also the document's not there as well. So
Yeah, no, that was it's
Learned that
still,
the hard way,
it's
did you?
still in DC.
Right. And then the Reprisal got
Sorry,
lost
back up.
off in Nantucket in a storm. So, that ship disappeared. So they lost the final logs of it, because a lot of this they cobbled together with the ship's logs. But the last voyage, which was returning after taking Franklin across, it was lost along with the ship's log. So the only version of that passage was from Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
So.
All right. 48 of the 56 signers were born in America. 2 were born in England of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Button Gwinnett and Robert Morris. 2 were in Ireland, which was George Taylor and Matthew Thornton. 2 were Scottish, James Wilson and John Witherspoon. 1 in Northern Ireland, which was James Smith, and 1 in Wales, which was Samuel Blevins. Yeah, it's Francis Lewis. My family is Blevins is a Welsh name.
Okay.
So, in case you didn't know that, Blake, I know you claim your Puerto Rican heritage quite a bit, but from my side, it's pretty much Welsh, English, and Irish.
Well, Morris, if I'm not mistaken, was the governor of New York at one point. And Button Gwinnett is my favorite signer of the Declaration of Independence of all time. I've been to his gravesite twice, because
Okay.
it's in Savannah.
Gotcha.
He was shot.
Well, next time you go there, use those passes.
There you go.
So
Done that, yeah.
the trolley give us. They're one of our great sponsors in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did that on our first trip to Savannah, because there's nothing better. And I recommend that to anybody coming to St.
Get there
Augustine.
and
If you're watching
learn the
this,
city.
I'm sorry.
Get there and learn the city.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's why I recommend it when we have friends coming to town. If we don't take them on the trolley, we recommend that they do it, because then you get a lay of the land and you know what you're about to get into, as opposed to just wandering around aimlessly you've got some kind of foreknowledge of what you're going to be seeing and doing. So, yeah, it makes good sense to do that, and they do a great job. The trolley here is fabulous. You know, when I was doing my ghost tours, people would say, "How'd you learn all this history?" I said, "Well, I'd stand on a corner, and the trolley would come by, and I'd listen to what they said, and then I'd stay there. Then the next trolley would come by, and I'd get a different version of the same story. After 3 trolleys, I knew what was going on at that corner, and I'd move to the next corner."
Yeah.
So it was, you know, it helped me pass my test to be a licensed tour guide.
Yeah. I always wanted to just take the test. I should talk to the city about what that would take, see how I would do.
Just go ask for it.
How long does it take to take the test?
It's 50 questions. I believe it's 50 questions, and you can't get more than 15 wrong, which I think is pretty generous.
That is
actually.
pretty generous.
But they get into the
That's a 70. That's a low C.
yeah, you know. But they get into all the, you know, the weird land groupings, the Abbott district, and the you know, the
Flagler home model
Yep.
home.
Yep.
Yeah.
So those are the things that, you know, you're not going to necessarily talk about on a tour, but there's street signs that
I want
acknowledge
to. I want to go in there and just go in blind and see
Sure.
how I do without having to. Do they give you a little study sheet before you take the test, or?
I'm trying to remember because I did it so long ago. They possibly do. There is a crib sheet for it because you have to study. Yeah, so they do. They give you one, and then you take the test as you're standing there in the business office down on Bridge Street. You know, it costs you, I don't know, $15-20 to do it, and they grade it right there. And you know, the woman was going, "Nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. How many can I get wrong?" She said 15, and I think I got 10 or 11 wrong, so I passed.
Oh, okay.
So that was good. But the Abbott Land and there's a couple others like that down over around the churches back there, over by where Flagler is now. They do some Gilded Age stuff, obviously. And, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Other founding fathers. We got 3 minutes left, or to get to some stuff. Any founding fathers that we had to get to that we missed out on? Franklin, we found out, was a hoe.
Right.
And Jefferson and Adams were thieves.
Right. And
So
TJ went back, and he was a tourist. He went to Italy. He went all over the place.
So I mean, I'm assuming these guys spoke French.
John Adams didn't,
Okay.
and that was a problem for him
Okay.
because he didn't speak French, which made his work much more difficult, and they didn't appreciate that he didn't speak French because, you know, the French are French.
They're French.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, well,
Yeah.
I do love France, though. Food is great, bread's great, wine's great. A lot of nuclear reactors, but otherwise it's all right. And that's not such a bad thing nowadays because they kind of figured out how to make them work.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've had a great week at Bollocks. We had the interview, and then you made your way back,
Yeah.
and then I was gone.
Right. It was a
And
busy
then-
week for all of us.
Yeah. So we had a lot of travel. It was travel week this week on Bollocks. We'll be back here on Tuesday evenings. Tune in tomorrow morning with Amanda and I, and then right after that at 9:04, you'll hear my 2 cents. Bye-bye.